Big Mike and Big Native. We've got Euro, Mike, Jimmy, and I need a good name for this lad. Nutcase maybe. So these two are going out to the cows. They've healed up fairly well. Come on, Mike, round 2. I'm a little bit nervous as to whether I'm putting him in a bit premature, just with his sore back leg, but... Go on, boy. Go on, boy. He's still a little bit tentative on his back right, but he's going out to nice dry ground. He's been sprayed, injected plenty. He's 10 times better to when we put him out in the first place. He's going the right way, fingers crossed. It's an interesting game, the game of working bulls and not working bulls. It is now time for Native. First time we've handled him since the incident.
Just an incident.
Come on then, big man. All aboard. Go on then, boy. There he goes. Doesn't look too bad in his feet there. Cows are that direction. Mike's gone the other way, but he'll figure it out. Silage field is growing well. Might get in here and spray it. There's Native. He's on the sniff anyway, he's on the prowl. Right, we're now up to, there's 97 cows in here, 4 bulls, 2 of which are young lads. 1 is slightly subfertile. God almighty. It's 20 degrees though. This is where you really see the power in them. Oh, God's sake. First time round when the 3 of them went out, Euro, Mike and Jimmy, they fought for the afternoon and then they were fine. But Mike's come out the field for a wee while and he's now back in, so they're just asserting their dominance again. Who's boss? Okay, the pump on the sprayer here, so diaphragm head, it's this one. It's got a wee pinhole leak there. New parts arrived, so we're going to replace that. Just blowing it down. Kev is attacking some fuel filters on the forklift here because it's starting to kind of gargle and not go up hills very well. So there's one there, and then there's one that gets access from below. Just in there if you can see it. And it's needing a wee bit of transmission oil. Nah. Old diaphragm head, new diaphragm head, so it's just a straight swap, not needing to move any seals or anything about. That's all fair crusted up if you look at the porthole there versus that size. There you go, so that just sits over the diaphragm there and over the 2 ports here and here. That's the diaphragm in the middle there. So that diaphragm moves in and out and pushes liquid from one port to the other port. As the diaphragm bulges one way and then bulges the other way, it draws from one side, draws fluid in here, and then when it goes flat again, it pushes it out that port and it pulses back and forward. And it keeps drawing in there, out there. This is the exact pump that we have on our sprayer. So it's a 6 diaphragm pump. You see it here in action, sucking fluid from one side and putting it to pressure at the other side. Very simple but very effective design. The larger the amount of diaphragms on a single rotation of the drive shaft, the more consistent pressure you will get. If we had a twin diaphragm pump, we would have 2 pulses of pressure per rotation, whereas the 6 diaphragms means we have 6 pulses of fluid in one rotation and it evens out the pressure, so you get less spikes and troughs.
nice and sharp for the next guy.
Next job, this pressure gauge is kaplunk. I think it got frost damage in the winter. We forgot to take it off. Normally that comes off through the winter. Yeah, it's the wrong one. Hi Steve, it's Crawford here. How you doing? Yeah, good, good. I'm just changing the pressure valve there on the sprayer. It's the wrong one. It's mine. The mount comes up. It comes out the back, whereas the one that you've dropped in, the mount comes out the bottom. If you know what I mean. I'll send you a picture. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cheers. Right, he's going to check in the workshop. They should have another one kicking about. That is correct. Put this back in the box. Okay, we've got the old pressure gauge back on. I'm going to go and spray some OSR. Kev is cleaning up the yard here. Look at that. Spotless. There's just a lot of stew and whatnot kicking about. The sprayer's got another probably 700 litres to go till that is full. And then I'm going to head off to yard 3. You've got a field there to spray. Then in yard 2, I've also got a field to spray there. Fent is back. It was away getting a service. 2,500 hour service. 2,500 hours. It's under warranty for 4,000 hours. This whole setup needs washed. I'm away to spray some OSR for 2 days and that makes a lot of mess. So it can get washed after all that. Brush is working a treat. What a difference since we changed the brushes. That bucket needs a new knife on it. But it comes up pretty sweet. Dunk is shifting some dung along at yard 2, but he's just phoned about a hydraulic hose which is burst, which is not ideal.
Every word they say sounds just like him, and it goes like this. Get in your car and you'll need to kiss me. We'll talk for hours and lie on the backseat.
OSR, this stuff, this. Right now it is in a state of flowering. All these yellow flowers you'll see all across the country. It's a field of oilseed rape. Starting to be called more OSR rather than oilseed rape. In America they call this canola. Now, we are at a stage of declining flower. It has reached peak flowering and it's now starting to decline. And what happens is the petals fall off and away down they go. And not all of them make it down to the ground. A lot of them do things like that. They get lodged in about there, they land on leaves, they land in wee gaps, they get lodged. There is a prime example. Petals have fallen in there, and that's all starting to go a bit gunky and wet. That is a prime spot for a thing called sclerotinia, which is a fungal kind of disease caused by petals lodging and dampness. I have been already on with a spray a couple of weeks ago. I'm now on with the second batch of spray. What this is doing is spraying a layer all across these petals to protect them against the fungal disease kicking in. So when these petals fall and get lodged, there is significantly less risk of fungal disease coming into play, sclerotinia. That is mostly why you'll see any sprayers in a field of OSR at this time of year. It gets sprayed twice, once when it's at about 80% flower, just getting there, and a second time when it is just starting to decline. It's done twice because there's a lot of irregularity in fields of OSR. Flowering periods are not spot on the same. This plant may flower a week, even 2 weeks ahead of a plant on the end rig. So if I spray now to catch this plant, I'm not going to do anything for the end rig plant. So that's why we come on twice, a bit of a split, spread it out a bit. Sclerotinia.
It's something that I hate, how everyone's disposable. Every time I date somebody.
Field number 1, this one, done and dusted, just shy of 15 hectares in there, and then I've got a wee field now to go and do, which is 5.8 hectares, which looks like this. What a lovely sunny day.
And
shut off that section. shut off that section, shut off that section, and shut off the last section. We've not yet upgraded to sectional control. That'd be nice. One day. There's 60 odd hectares over there to do, but I'm not starting that today. This is priority. It's 4:20 and I need to be somewhere at 5. I'm just heading up this tram line out the field, but it always feels so sacrificial driving through the crop like this with a sprayer. Nice, fluffy, luscious crop, and I've just battered off all the petals on that one. Can't do much about it, we've not got the clearance. It does spring back a fair bit. Job done. Straighten them that.